Welcome back to Sous Vide Everything, guys. You saw the thumbnail. Today, steak Delmonico. Oh, this one is gonna be good. Check it out.
If you are unfamiliar with Delmonico Steakhouse in New York, man, you are in for a treat. They are known to be the very first fine dining restaurant. And since I've never been there, I want to show you my take on this classic. And we're going to find out together how good it actually is. And everything starts off with some beautiful steaks. Just like Delmonico's restaurant in New York, I chose two beautiful ribeyes. And as you can see, they have some incredible marbling. Since I have two of them, we're going to be doing a comparison and see if the Delmonico steak is actually better. So the very first steak, I decided to go ahead and season how I normally do. That includes a little bit of salt, followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder, nothing else. Whenever I eat a high quality steak like this, I like to keep it nice and simple. That's because I like to taste the beef. Now the Delmonico restaurant in New York does something completely different. They also start by seasoning the steak with salt. Then they apply their custom rub. And I had to do quite a bit of digging in order to find out exactly what's in it. And after doing quite a bit of research, this is what I came up with. We start off with black pepper, followed by garlic powder, coriander, chipotle, a pinch of cayenne, and finished it off with onion powder. Now there's left to do is to mix it well, and our Delmonico seasoning is done. That is as easy as it gets. And I'm pretty sure this has to be good because they have been doing this for a very long time. So now the only thing left to do is to go ahead and apply it for the steak and get them ready for sous vide. As you already know, in order to do that, all we have to do is to bag it up, vacuum seal it, and it's ready. Now that's perfect because it allows me time to go ahead and make some amazing side dish. And this is the very first one we're going to be making. It is crispy onions that they always put on top of their steak. And here's how to make them. I first started by cutting them nice and thin. The most important thing here is to make sure every single one is the same size. This way when we're frying them up, they'll cook evenly. The next thing to do is to go ahead and prepare the coating for the onions. And as always, remember exact amount and ingredients always in the description down below for you. So I started with all-purpose flour, followed by smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and black pepper. Now there's left to do is to mix it well, and our coating mix is ready. To make things easy, I like to do everything inside of a bowl. So I go ahead and dump all of the mix we just made right on top of the onions. Then using clinch plastic, I cover everything up and shake it like there's no tomorrow. This will ensure that every single one of the onions are perfectly coated. And most importantly, I am not making any unnecessary mess. As you can see, once I was done, they are nicely coated, which is perfect because they are now ready to be fried. Talking about that, I'm keeping my oil at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And just in case you are wondering, I am using canola oil. Any oils with neutral flavor will work just fine. You want to fry them up nice and quick. That way they'll be nice and crispy in the end. The only other thing to remember is to deep fry them in batches. You don't want to dump the whole thing in there. But once I was done, as you can see, they are perfectly fried. And of course, nice and crispy. That, my friends, is perfect for any steak. Now the next thing that they prepare in the restaurant is actually an incredible butter. But this is not any regular butter you can buy on the store. That's because it has this. I'm talking about Japanese Kobe beef fat. That, my friends, is an incredible thing. Now in order to transform this into a sauce, the first thing we need to do is to render it. And the best way to do that is to use your oven. I like to keep the temperature at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. This will ensure that it will not be burned. If by any chance you have smoking coming out when you're doing this, your temperature is way too hot. Once the time was up, you can see that I render quite a bit. I like to use a strainer so it's nice and filtered. As you can see, I was left with liquid gold. That is what I'm talking about. Use this for anything. And the wonderful thing about it is that it stores very nicely. But hey, I'm not gonna store this right now. I'm gonna make the sauce. So for that, I used my torch and brought it back to life. Now to make this sauce is super easy. You throw in a little bit of butter, followed by the Wagyu fat. Now the wonderful thing is that the Wagyu fat, it's nice and hot already. You just gotta combine them both together. Because once you have done so, your sauce is done. The very next thing we're gonna prepare is Delmonico potatoes. And they are super famous. I started by peeling and cutting the potatoes to the exact same size. That is the most important thing so that they can cook nice and evenly. Talking about that, I boiled them for a total of 8 minutes. No more than that because we're gonna finish cooking them in the oven. As they were boiling, it's perfect because it allowed me time to go ahead and prepare the sauce. So into a pan, I threw in a little bit of oil, followed by shallots. We want to cook them for about 2 minutes, but we do not want to let them brown. Then I threw in some orange bell peppers. Mix it well and cook them all together. If you like fresh garlic, you can go ahead and add it. But for today, I'm going to be using garlic paste. I just feel like for this dish is a wonderful complement. The next thing to do is to go ahead and add a good amount of all-purpose flour. Then we want to add a good amount of butter. Mix everything well and cook cook the flour for at least 5 minutes. Once the time is up, I went ahead and threw in half and half, followed by heavy cream. Then you want to mix it with a whisk because the sauce is going to start thickening up on you. And as it's doing so, you want to season it with a little bit of salt and freshly ground black pepper. Now all there's left to do is to mix it well to get the thickness you like, because by that time your sauce is done. Now to put it together is very easy. I first started by buttering up my pan. This will avoid anything from sticking, and at the same time it will give a nice wonderful flavor. So I first threw in my potatoes, followed by that wonderful sauce we just made, and to finish it up, a good amount of mozzarella cheese. The wonderful thing about this recipe is that you can make individual batches or just a one big piece for the entire family. As you can see, for me today I'm making individual ones. Now the only thing left to do is to put it in the oven in the broiler setting so that the cheese can melt. I mean, take a look at that. Is there any way that this is not gonna be amazing? I don't think so. Once you are happy with the look, the only thing left to do is to remove it and enjoy this wonderful potato. But now going back to our wonderful steaks. I'm looking for a perfect medium rare for both of them. For that, I'll be cooking them sous vide at 135 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 hours. And I cannot wait to see how the Delmonico steak is gonna stand up to my salt, pepper, and garlic powder steak.
I got my beautiful steaks cooking. As you already know, it was done at 131 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 hours. That's enough time to cook those beautiful steaks and get it nice, perfectly medium rare in the middle. At the same time, I'm very curious to find out if it's gonna be better than salt, pepper, and garlic powder, which is what I love. I'll tell you one thing. Those crispy onions are incredible. You gotta give it a try, and it's super easy to make. The steaks are ready, we are hungry, and it's time to take it out. Let's do it. You can tell right away if it's gonna be something fantastic or if it's gonna be a complete nightmare just by the smell. And as it's smelling right now, I'm telling you, it's gonna be good. Now, obviously, we gotta put a beautiful sear on these steaks because right now, they don't look that good. And at the same time, in Delmonico, they have a salamander where they put it to get a nice, perfect crust. But I got my flamethrower, as you guys already know. And I'll tell you one thing, that basting butter with the Wagyu fat together with the butter should develop an amazing flavor with the steak. I'm only gonna be basting it in the end, right? So I'll be searing one side, baste it, sear the other side, and baste it again. That way, it will avoid me burning any of the butter. But now I say enough talking because I know my steaks don't look that good right now. But watch this. All right, everybody, here we have our beautiful steaks together with an incredible potato. Are you ready, Mama?
That's potato?
That is potato, yes.
I thought it was like a lasagna.
I know, it does look like a lasagna, but trust me, it is not a lasagna, all right? It is much easier to make than an actual lasagna. All right, so we are trying something today. It's called Steak Delmonico. It's from a very famous restaurant in New York,
That name
right?
sounds familiar. Okay.
Sounds familiar, yeah. Remember we did a long time ago, Peter Luger? So, so today we're gonna be Delmonico. All right, so here's the deal.
Smells good.
I know, this is how they normally make it, okay? And then this one here is a different variation, which is basically much less seasoning, more simple, and we're gonna find out which one is better. And obviously we got the potato. What do you wanna try first, Momo?
Usually we start with a side dish.
You wanna start with a side dish? For some reason, Momo loves all of the side dish. And especially if he has a little bit of cheese, he enjoys it even more. Look at him. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, with a lot of cheese. Delmonico potatoes, everybody. Cheers.
Wow.
You tell me, because I don't need to say nothing.
Like, does it have onions or something here?
It has a lot of different little small vegetables. It has bell peppers, a little bit of garlic.
Bell peppers, that's what it was.
Little bit of garlic, no, a lot of garlic.
Potato super soft. Cheese.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
melt the cheese on the top, and then the cream with some more cheese on the bottom. Come
The cheese is amazing.
I gotta put this away, otherwise I'm gonna eat only that.
I know. This is absolutely phenomenal. Definitely recommend you guys giving it a try. Okay, let's go with the first steak. Cheers, everybody. Oh, man.
Wow.
Wow.
The sterno crust over there has a very different flavor from what we usually do over here. That is just salt, pepper, and garlic powder.
Right.
So it is a little bit buttery.
A little?
A little.
It gives an incredible flavor.
That is so good.
This is phenomenal.
That is so
Definitely recommend it.
I'm ready for this one.
Yeah, this one you have even a little bit more special stuff with. They actually give you a little bit of fried onions on top.
Gonna grab some extra over here.
Yeah, that's what this is. A little bit of fried onions. Cheers, everybody.
That onion.
That onion is amazing. But most importantly, wow.
Wow.
That combination really works.
It really works.
The onion is obviously a little crunchy, and the seasoning that I put on top of the steak, there's a little kick. Do you feel a little kick in the back of your throat right here?
I haven't felt it yet.
No, yeah.
But I'm sure it's coming.
Oh yeah, there's a little kick right here that tastes different than this steak here. That is amazing.
I'm gonna try just the steak, because if you try just the onion, that's gonna blow your mind by itself. Different from what we usually do, and from that one as well.
Right here, there's a little extra flavor on that steak. It is amazing, everybody. This steak right here is absolutely amazing, but I think it has more of a traditional taste. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
And if you're ready to try something different, you know, you're not only putting different type of spices on this steak right here, but at the same time, that little crispy onion on top. It is a perfect side dish for a steak. And if you combine it together with the Delmonico potatoes, forget it. I definitely enjoy that. Anyway, guys, these are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in anything I use, everything's always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.